guys, welcome back to Wine Down with Books. You already know it's your girl Kay, so you already know the vibes. I hope you guys have your wine. As you know, I'm not drinking wine, I'm on a cleanse. But anyways, we about to get into book 2 of the Cartel series, and let's just get it. So book 2 picks off with Fabian in the basement with Miamor. So Miamor is still tied to the chair. He's beating the shit out of her. He's whooping her ass. I don't condone that, but you know, Miamor did a lot of things, so I can understand why he's whooping her ass. If you don't remember, she cut Fabian's penis off, right? So in that scene, Miamor is damn near death. She's holding on by a thin piece of thread. So she starts using reverse psychology on Fabian because she noticed that, you know, Fabian's beating her, but Fabian is getting tired because Miamor's not giving him the reaction that he needs. So she then decides to use that little piece of reverse psychology. She basically states that, you know, you could kill me, but my girls is gonna come after you. So Fabian's now shaking up like he's scared. Like, Miamor is tied to the chair, but she's a gangster. So, you know, she breathes that fear. So he's like, basically, long story short, if I let you go, you're not gonna kill me. She was like, I may not. It's up to you. So he's scared shitless. At this point, Mecca had left them in the basement together, so Fabian to finish the job. So Fabian lets Miamor go. He dips out the basement. She goes out of the basement and collapses on the city street. All right. So I'm looking down at my notes because the way I'm doing the reviews, I have it where I'm going in the timeline of the book. So I'm not jumping all over the place. I'm literally in the timeline how the book went, so you guys get the picture. All right. So boom. So now, as I stated, so Breezy, you guys know from book 1, was taken by Matty, and Matty took her to Haiti. So Breezy attempts to escape from Matty, right? So it was one where Matty always drugged Breezy before he raped her. That's what it was. Matty was raping her. So on a particular day, Matty comes down to the basement to try to rape Breezy. She didn't take the pill that he gave her. She spit it out. His back was turned. Breeze dips up the basement stairs, right? So she gets up the basement stairs. She gets loose. She's running through the jungle. My girl running, right? So then she leans up against a tree. It just so happened to be a tree where the black widow spider has its nest, and she gets bitten by a black widow spider. So now she feeling woozy. My sister's poisoned now. Here come Matty, dumbass, get her. So he noticed that Bree is laying on the ground, not moving. He looks up like, damn, she got bit by a black widow spider. He takes her back to the house. I'm like, damn, Breeze, you was this close. But again, my ass probably would have got bit by the spider too. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say nothing. All right, what happened after that? All right, so now that Matty takes Breeze back to the house, Breeze is not getting better. So Breeze's condition gets sick. Keep going, getting worse. So Matty decides that he needs to take her into town to the hospital. So now he takes her to the hospital, right? The nurse is there. There's a nurse. What's the nurse name? We'll figure out the nurse name when we figure out the nurse name. We're just gonna call her Sheila. So Nurse Sheila, right, is catering to Breeze. So the nurse tells Matty that he has to wait outside. So Breeze is conscious, and she's like, damn, all right. She realized she's in the hospital. So Breeze decides that she's gonna go and look for a phone. She finds a phone. She dials Zaire's number. Once she does that, the nurse come in like, what are you doing? At the same time, Matty comes back into the room like, what's going on? So the nurse realized the fear in Breeze's eyes, because Matty had said that was his daughter, but everybody know who Matty is in Haiti. So it's for the simple fact she's like, she already know that Breeze is in trouble. So she tells Matty, you know, I gotta do a couple more tests, and I gotta have her sign some stuff. Can you step out? right? So, I mean, I'm going to step out. So the nurse steps out, comes back with a pad. She hands Breeze the pad to sign. Breeze writes Zaire's number on it, his name, and asks for help, right? The whole time, Zaire's on the phone yelling, Breeze, Breeze, Breeze. But, you know, she got the phone under her, so he, you can't really say it. Next thing you know, Matty takes Breeze out the hospital. So now the nurse is scared shitless. Everybody's scared of Matty, and she's like, you know, Breeze in trouble, but she don't want to, you know, reach out to Zaire because her life is in danger. Her life could be in danger. She could put her family life in danger, so she's contemplating. She don't call Zaire right away. So now Zaire's on the other end going crazy, like, oh my God, Breeze. So we're gonna pause right there, because then the chapter gets into Miamor. So the whole book 2 is about Miamor. So Miamor ends up going into, like, the citizens on the street. They took her to the hospital. So Miamor is basically in a coma, right? And while she's in a coma, she's telling us her story, because it's like a life after death type situation, right? So now we get to understand who Miamor is and how she turned out the way she is. And, you know, I don't blame her. Her story is sad, and I'm about to get into it right now. Damn, I ain't bring no water. All right, whatever. Anyway, so Miamor and her older sister Anisa was like this, right? As you know, Mecca killed Anisa when it was on a job. So Miamor and Anisa grew up in a household where the mother was protecting the boyfriend. You know, the mother's the type of person that but oh my goodness, the boyfriend is providing for the household. The mother's in love. You know, she leaves her daughters to go to work, and when the boyfriend comes home, he's raping. So he's raping the children. Right, so Anisa was really a big sis. Like, I want Anisa to be my sister, for the simple fact that Anisa got raped every day, and she told Miamor to hide in the closet. She took the rape, she took the beating for Miamor all the time. And, you know, Miamor really looked up to Anisa. Miamor felt helpless. She was just like, you know, I want to do something. I'm hearing Anisa, you know, getting raped every night, and, you know, they will go through it. So, you know, Miamor wanted to do something. She wanted to tell her mother, but the mother wouldn't believe, you know. So it's like it's their word against the boyfriend. And obviously, their mother was the type of mother that believed the boyfriend automatically and didn't protect their children. The mother's I'm not even gonna call her no names. But anyways, right? So hold on. All right. So one day, Anisa, you know, starts showing. So Miamor notices that, and she's throwing up. And Anisa tells Miamor that she's pregnant. So I think she was, what, 12 or something like that? So now they scared. Miamor wants to tell the mom. Anisa's like, no, you know, mom's not gonna believe her. So Anisa comes up with a plan. So they go to school one day, right? And then, they was on their way to school, and Anisa's like, you know, I'm about to take this way. So the way that Anisa's going to take, for some reason, they had beef with a group of girls, and a group of girls, every time they would go that particular route, they would end up getting into a fight and getting beat up and stuff like that. So Anisa decides that she's going to purposely go down this route so that she could so they could beat her up and she'll miscarry the baby. So she tells Miamor to go to school. So Miamor is like, she walks away, and while Anisa is going down the little street or whatever. So Miamor turns around, and when she turns around, she sees that her sister's getting beat down. So Miamor's like, nah, we gonna take this ass whooping together. So Miamor jump in the fight. They beat them up bad, right? So the same night, Anisa now is miscarrying the baby, like, blood coming all out of her. Like, it was crazy, right? And all Miamor could do is just, you know, cry for her sister. So then you know, Anisa goes to lay down in bed. Here come the fucking dirty bastard of a boyfriend come in and literally was like trying to rape Anisa. I'm gonna tell you what happened, right? So Anisa's crying like, not tonight, not tonight. You know, I'm not feeling good. He's like, it's either you or your sister. So Miamor's like, take me. You know, trying to save her sister. I'm like, yo, heartbreaking, right? So you already know I was emotional. So then Anissa's like, you know, I'm just gonna take this. So I don't want Miamor going through that, you know. So and Anisa, Anisa was a real one. She's bleeding heavy, and she's still gonna take the rape. So he get on top of Anisa, rape her. They in a pool of blood, yo, and I was so just disgusted. So Miamor decides like, yo, I've had enough. So she knew her mother kept a shotgun, right? She went downstairs, loaded the shotgun, and shot him while he was inside of Anisa, right? Kill him. So next thing you know, Miamor get arrested and sent to juvie. They talking about, oh, it wasn't self-defense because he wasn't raping Miamor. And you know, side note, that's really how fucked up the system is. No lie. Like, that's how fucked up the system is. Sometimes the system do not protect these children. Some parents fail to protect their children, and the system also fail the children. So what do you expect the children to do? How do you expect the children to get over these traumatic experiences when they have no one to protect them? My sis went to juvie, right? And for protecting her sister who was getting raped, right? In my opinion, he got off easy by getting shot. He got off easy. But that's what it was. So Anisa the whole time while Miamor's in juvie, Anisa's holding Miamor down. Now Miamor didn't regret anything that she did. So Miamor was in juvie until she was 18. She could have got out earlier, but the judge denied her early release because they said that Miamor didn't show no remorse, no compassion for her actions, and she's a menace to society. She's cold-hearted and all that. But they have to understand, you want someone to show remorse when they don't need to show remorse for the simple fact that they what's the word I'm looking for? They performed a heinous act on a family member, and it was really insulted their children. What do you expect? So I don't blame Miamor. I would have did the whole time too. What are you talking about? So anyway, so now Miamor's 18. She gets out of juvie. Anisa comes to pick her up. Anisa comes pick her up in a nice whip. She looking good head to toe. So Miamor like, oh, what's good? Like, what's up? So Anisa takes Miamor back to the apartment. She shared an apartment with her. It wasn't her dude. It was more so like, they got a friends with benefits type thing. But they hold each other down, so they already know what type of timing it was, right? Let me pause right there. Let me make sure I got everything. All right. So now she meets so they're at the apartment. Miamor meets Anisa's, whatever they type of situation, meets Murder. So Murder is a contracted killer. At the time, Miamor doesn't know what Murder does, but she knows that Murder takes care of Anisa. Anisa's happy, they got money and stuff like that. So Murder has already know about Miamor. He already know the story, and he looks at Miamor as a little sister. He takes good care of her. He spoils her. He teaches how to drive. He's her protector. He protects Anisa. He protects Miamor. So Murder and Miamor end up getting real close, like a brother type sister relationship. Anisa didn't feel no way for the simple fact that money was still rolling in. She know her sister wouldn't violate her, like she had trust. And Miamor wasn't on that type of time. Like, she really loved Murder as an older brother. But sometimes those feelings can be misconstrued the more you spend more time with somebody, right? So Murder was like, he loved both of them, but for some reason he had a deeper connection to Miamor because she was so real and raw. Like, Miamor said how she felt. She was a fast learner. She meant business. Anisa did too, but Miamor was like straight up with it. So one day the next year, Anisa decides to throw Miamor a 19th birthday party. Showed out. Miamor was was taking good care of. So Miamor didn't have no friends, so all the people in tents was like Anisa people, murder people, whatever. So at the party, whatever, you know, Anisa got really drunk, so Anisa ended up going home by herself. Murder stayed back with Miamor. So long story short, Miamor was like dancing with some dude. Murder got jealous, snatched up, was like, yo, you know, you can't be out here doing that. Then Miamor got all emotional with Murder, and she ended up kissing him. So then she pulled away because she like, yo, I just violated my sister. Like I kissed her dude basically, and how could I look her in the face? So after that situation, stuff started getting like, they was weird. Like, you know, Murder wasn't really thinking nothing about it. He really wanted to kiss Miamor too, but they decided that, you know, they're gonna keep their distance. So now Murder's not coming home as often. He's moving a little funny. Miamor's moving a little funny. She's avoiding him, this, that, and the third. So Anisa picks up on it, but it's just like, all right, whatever. So now, one day, Anisa goes to check the safe that Murder keeps the money. She realized that there's no money in there. So Murder comes in the house, and Anissa's like, oh, you gonna leave me for these other bitches? It's one thing that you having sex with other females and all this other thing, but you gonna take the money too. So Murder comes in, like, throws the bag of money that he have on the in his hand, like, yo, here's the money, that's all you with me for. So now he's hurt, and Miamor's like, damn. You know, but Miamor can't really say nothing because she knows the reason why Murder haven't been home is because of her and the situation, and she can't really say nothing. So I'm like, damn, like, I understand. Damn. So then, after that argument, Murder dips out the house, and then Miamor Anisa decides to follow Murder. Miamor try to stop her, but, you know, she couldn't. So they follow Murder. Miamor thinks Murder is meeting a female. I mean, not Miamor. Anisa thinks Murder is meeting a female. She comes out. He's doing a little exchange. They see Anisa going off. The dude's like, oh, to Murder, you trying to set me up. Shit start getting crazy. Guns start going off. Murder ended up killing the dude. Oh, sorry. Let me get the story right. Stuff started getting real. The dude almost got the drop on Murder. So Miamor picked up the gun during the scuffle and killed the dude. So now that's the second person Miamor done killed. So Murder's like, damn, whatever. So all this is Anisa for because she wanted to follow Murder. So Murder's like, they hear the police in the background. Murder gives Miamor the gun and like, yo, get rid of this. Because at one point in the book, he showed her where to go to get rid of the gun. So Anisa and Miamor pull up before the cops get there. Then Murder ends up, you know, sidetracking the cops. The cops follow Murder. Murder gets arrested. Miamor gets rid of the gun. So now the money, Murder's in jail now. The money's getting low. And basically the girls is like, then we need to come up. So Murder had a line in the house, a phone line, like a landline in the house, and it will always ring. So that was his business line. So Anisa ends up telling Miamor what Murder does for a living. She's like, yo, he's a contracted killer. Anytime that phone rings, that's what it is. So Miamor decides like, yo, we need money. It is what it is. Like, she don't, you know, after her second kill, it's like, her heart is getting colder and colder and colder and colder. And she's already put it to where, like, she's never going to fall in love with a guy. She's not going to let a guy hurt her. So she's a cold stone female, right? So she picks up the phone, and that's how she starts getting to the contracted killer business, and they begin to call themselves the Murder Mommies, right? So I'm gonna tell you how they end up meeting their crew from the first book. So they go on their first job, right? And in their first job, you know, they doing good, whatever. Next thing you know, at the same job, stuff started going wrong. I forgot exactly what went down, but long story short, there was another crew there. The crew that was there was Robin, Aries, and what was the other girl's name? I don't know what the other girl, what name was. So when they did the heist, Robin ended up saving Miamor's life. They shot the dude, and they end up splitting the take, right? I'm gonna pause right there. So now, the thing that follows. So, we're going to pause right there because I told you I'm going in the timeline. So that part ends. Let me just make sure. All right. So then now, so we back to Breeze. So Zaire's on the other end of the phone going crazy. Zaire then decides that he's going to meet up with Carter and Mecca. Zaire tells Carter and Mecca that Breeze is alive, right? So they like, what the hell you talking about? We was at her funeral. She's dead. Zaire's like, nah, Breeze called me. She's alive. And then I got another phone call. So the nurse at the hospital ended up calling Zaire real quick, like, yo, your Breeze is here. This is where she is. She's kidnapped by Matty in the mountains. So Zaire tells them everything. They fly to Haiti. Now, while they fly to Haiti, they meet a little boy. Carter tells the little boy, like, we need directions. He gives him a $100 bill. The little boy takes him to the hospital. At the hospital, they meet the nurse. So Mecca in the hospital is going. Mecca's a loose cannon. He starts going off on the nurse like, B, if you don't tell me where my sister is, I'm going to kill you, whatever. So she tells them the details. And Carter's like, yo, calm down, Mecca, let her go. So Carter then turns to the little boy and tells the little boy, do you know what Matty is? So he's like, yeah, I know what Matty is, that he's in the jungle. So the boy shows the three gentlemen, it's Mecca, Zaire, and Carter through the jungle. And then he tells them at the tip of when they get to the tip of the jungle, he's like, go down this path, you're going to see Matty's house right there. Carter pay him off. You go back down the jungle, he just made mad money. All right, let me make sure. All right. Oh, I missed the part. we gonna stop right there. The only part that I missed is that Carter end up. Oh damn, the timeline's wrong. All right, real quick. So when the nurse, before the nurse called Carter, right? Carter was going throughout the city of Miami to different hospitals before they had traveled to Haiti looking for Miamor. When he get to a particular hospital, they had a Jane Doe at the hospital. Carter thinking oh my goodness, guys, sorry. Zaire. So Zaire's going through the city looking for Breeze because Breeze was like, I'm in the hospital, whatever, right? This is before they get to Haiti. Now, Zaire finds a Jane Doe in the hospital. The Jane Doe in the hospital is Miamor. So Miamor was in the hospital for about 2 months. Carter at this time, remember Carter was locked up. He had come out of jail, whatever. And he's like, damn, this is where Miamor is at. So now Carter gets to the hospital. He sees Miamor. He sees that she's all bruised up and damaged and all that in a coma. Mecca now gets to the hospital thinking that it's Breeze, but it's actually not Breeze, it's Miamor. So now he sees Miamor, he's like, yo, this bitch still alive? So now Mecca's mad as hell. Mecca then goes into the hospital room where Miamor is when Carter leaves out for a quick second, tries to cut off her air supply. When he cuts off the air supply, that's when Carter walks back in like, yo, bro, what you doing? So Carter sees the hate that's on Mecca's face and he's like, oh, nah, I'm just checking on her, whatever. So then Mecca then leaves the hotel, Jesus Christ. Mecca leaves the hospital, goes to Fabian's hotel room, and kills Fabian because Fabian didn't finish the job. Because Mecca really hates Miamor. He really, really hates her. But Mecca and Miamor are so much alike, it's scary. But they hate each other, but they respect each other at the same time. Let me pause to make sure that I'm not going outside the timeline, guys. Hold on. Shit. All right. All right, cool. Now we back. So the boys are going through the mountain, right? To get to Matty's house. At the same time, Breeze is back in the room and she's just like, I can't live like this no more. I can't continue to take the rape. I can't do this. So then Breeze decides that she's gonna end her life. The last time that Matty was there, he had in the room with her, he had left his belt. So she sees the belt, she decides that she's gonna hang herself. At the same time, the boys are trooping through the house. So they see the house that Matty's in, right? So Matty at this time had just got finished done raping Breeze. Breeze is now with the belt hanging from the pipe on the chair, hanging herself. Matthew's coming out the shower. He looks on the camera, sees that Breezy is hanging herself. Now he's going downstairs. He's rushing downstairs to save her because he's so in love with her. At the same time, the boys come through the house. I believe it was Zaire who sees Matthew rushing downstairs. He shoots at Matthew. They going through it. You know, Mecca comes, whatever. They going through it, shooting all that. Mecca ends up killing Matty. Before he kills Matty, he's like, yo, where Breezy at? He said Breezy's in the room right there. They're trying to break down the door. But by the time they get through the door, Breezy's already hung herself. At the same time, you know, while Breeze was dying, she was hearing the boys' voices. She's like, damn, they coming to save me. She tried to save herself, but it was too late. And she ended up dying right there. Now, Zaire is, like, going through it. Like, he's like, yo, like, my baby's dead. You wasn't supposed to die like this. And it's like, damn. I was like, damn, Breeze, like, you couldn't hold on just a little bit longer. Like, just a little bit longer. They came to rescue you. Now you dead. So now the boys take Breeze's body back to the States. They're all broken up. They're terrified. They're hurt. But all this wouldn't have happened had Mecca calmed his little ass down and not mess up the deal. But by the time, you know, Bree probably still would have been dead either way. So it's like, you know, I can't fault Mecca, but I can fault Mecca, right? So that's that. All right. So now, when they bring Breeze home to bury her, at the same time, Miamor ends up waking up from her coma. Okay? All right, pause right there. All right, so the next part talks about, you know, when they accepted the job or whatever. All right, so now back to the lady. So, Miamor and Anisa, they on the job. That's where they meet Beatrice, Robin, Aries doing the job, right? And it just so happened that on one of this job, Beatrice was murdered, and then Miamor ended up getting raped. So the job went wrong. They was hired to kill somebody that they know they had broke their rule. And when they broke their rule, it just so happened that the guy knew what was up. That he knew that they was contracted to kill him. He shot Beatrice in the head, raped Miamor. So Miamor got raped, and that's how she lost her virginity. And now her heart is even more stone cold than what it was. And stone cold than what it was. Right? I can't talk today. But anyway, so now where we at? All right. So murder ends up doing about 6 to 7 years in jail, right? And at this time, you know, we going forward to the present, right? So murder is now set to be released from jail. The Robin and Aries know that. So remember I told you Robin and Aries had beef with Miamor because Miamor fell in love with Carter and she was breaking all her rules, right? So when the girls end up, you know, deciding that they gotta tell Murder what's going on. So Aries ended up writing Murder a letter telling him that, you know, Miamor is in trouble. So, you know, Murder's on the first thing smoking like, you know, my baby's in trouble. I gotta go help her. I'ma kill any dude that hurt her. This, that, and the third. So that's that. So now Murder is on a revenge mission. At the same time, you know, Mecca is determined to kill Miamor now that Miamor has woken up from her coma. So it's just like damn, you know, he done try to kill you. Now he's trying to kill you more. So Carter had ended up moving Miamor into his house, and every chance that Mecca gets, Mecca is trying to kill Miamor. Unfortunately, it's unsuccessful because Carter got people watching Miamor. She got a 24/7 nurse, so Miamor is scared shitless. All right. So now that so now we go back. Right? So now Murder's out of jail and he finds out everything, well, you know, with Carter and the cartel and everything. So now he wants to kill Carter, he wants to kill Mecca. And he's just like, he's upset. So Carter, at the same time, all this is going on. He doesn't know anything about murder. He doesn't know anything about the murder mommies. He doesn't know anything about Miamor's past life. So Miamor really wants to tell Carter everything. She really loves Carter. She doesn't want to live a life of lies. So she keeps contemplating like, yo, I need to tell him. Murder's out of jail. Murder is now in Miami, right? So now, 1 second, let me just make sure. So Murder happened to be outside of where Carter and Miamor are staying. So at one point, Miamor had told Carter like, yo, I don't feel safe in your house. I want to leave. So Carter takes Miamor to a hotel, right? So they're in a hotel. Carter decides that he's really in love with Miamor. He's going to propose to her. He proposed to Miamor. Miamor is crying because she knows that they can't be together with all these lies. And she really wants to tell him because she wants to leave. She wants to leave and she's like, I can't do this no more. Like, I really love him. So Carter places the ring on Miamor's finger. So the next day, Miamor wakes up and like, Carter, listen, I love you. I really got to talk to you. What I'm about to say, just know that my feelings for you was true. I never meant to hurt you, but this is what it is. So Miamor ends up telling Carter everything, who she is, what she was hired to do, why Mecca hates her, and all this, that, and the third, right? So Carter's taken back. He's digesting it. Then he gets mad. He slaps the fire out of her. She doesn't hit him back. She's mad though, and she doesn't hit him back. She's also weak. So Carter then drags Miamor out the hotel room. He's like, you dead to me. I don't want nothing to do with you, this, that, and the third. So as Miamor is leaving the hotel, Murder's downstairs. Murder sees Miamor like distraught. And he pops up on Miamor, and Miamor's like, murder? So that's how she found out he's out of jail. He's like, yeah, babe, this is me, this and third. So now they all together. He takes it back to where him, Robin, Aries, and them was staying, right? All right. So now few days go by. Murder's upset that Miamor is so in love with Carter. He's upset that Carter got Miamor heart, that Miamor heart no longer belongs to him. He's upset that Miamor was hurt. He's upset because he says if Carter was a real man, despite not being involved in the reason why she was beaten, he wouldn't have allowed her to get hurt. He wouldn't have allowed her to, get caught in a crossfire. But Murder was like, he let love would blind him and he was ignorant. My thing is, nobody could stop Miamor. She was good at what she did. Miamor's a grown-ass woman. She was going to do what she wanted to do. She knew the type of game she was playing. So why? Everybody kept making excuses for Miamor. My thing is, if you live that life, you know what comes with it. So when she get touched, why the hell are you mad? It's not tit for tat. You already know what type of time it is. That's the part that was making me so mad. Yo, get over it. I mean, not get over it, but you already knew what time it was. Come on. Everybody acting stupid. So then, while Miamor is down and crying and all that, the Robin, Aries, and Murder come up with a plan to set Carter up. So Carter at this time decides that he's gonna be leaving town, right? So Murder tells Aries to text Carter phone acting like Miamor. So they send multiple texts. Carter's not responding. He's still upset. He can't believe it. He's distraught. And he's going through it. So they sitting waiting patiently to see if Carter's gonna answer for the setup, right? All right, cool. Where we at? All right. So during this whole thing, Carter feels like too much stuff has been going on with the cartel. Their sister's dead, Zaire's going through it, Mecca's going through it. So at this point, Carter decides that the cartel is dead, and he's moving to Phoenix. So Carter decides that he was probably gonna set up a little operation in Phoenix, and Zaire and Mecca was gonna come out with him. So then Carter ends up telling Zaire that you're gonna fly back to Detroit. You're gonna wait for me. I'm gonna set everything up. let me see what's going on, and then I'ma send to you, because Carter's on the type of time, you know, if I go out there, if I get caught, I don't want Zaire going to jail. I don't want him dying. You know, Carter was really a real one. Carter is a real, well, you know, he moved like a leader. So Zaire understands the assignment. He agrees, right? So, so then while Carter and Mecca is getting ready to leave, Carter looks at his phone one last time and sees that he thinks it's Miamor texts him like, yo, I want to see you one last time. We need to talk. So Carter agrees like a dickhead. But you know, sometimes you can't handle, like, yo, sometimes your heart leads and you don't follow your instincts, and your heart really could blind you, and love is blind. So he gives thinking it's Miamor, an address to meet him at, right? A warehouse. So Robin, Aries, and Murder. No, was it Robin and Aries? No, it was Robin and Murder, right? So Robin and Murder left the house. They had left Miamor's phone next to her. So they said that they was coming right back. Because at the same time, Murder told Miamor that they was going to Miami. Moving back where they came from. I forgot where they was moving back to. They was moving back to where they came from though. And that they was going to leave the following morning. So Miamor was like, all right. So Robin and Murder's on the way to the warehouse. They get there a little early thinking that they're going to set Carter up. So Robin is waiting for Carter on the roof, and Murder is hiding behind the front entrance door. So Carter pulls up to the warehouse. I'm thinking like, damn, they're going to shoot him on sight. So it just so happened that when Carter entered the warehouse, he went through the back entrance because his instincts was telling him something was going on, right? So when he went through the back entrance, he sees that Robin's on the roof with a gun waiting for him. So he pulls up behind Robin like a little sneaky spy type joint, not making a sound, and shoots Robin. No, before he shoots her, Robin yells out, Murder then looks up and sees that, you know, Carter's behind Robin. Carter shoots Robin in the head right there. Next thing you know, Murder and Carter started getting into a all-out freaking shootout, right? At the same time, Miamor looks down at her phone and sees the text messages. So she sees the text messages and see that that Robin and Murder send up Carter. So now she's going rushing to save Carter. She looks at Aries. Aries like, I'm sorry, it had to be done. You need to be done. So she now freaking Miamor is mad. So she's racing to the warehouse, right? Racing to the warehouse. So she gets to the warehouse now. She sees what's going on. So she's telling them, stop. You know, Murder on this side. We got Carter on this side. They're going back and forth. Each of them is hit with a shot. Then all of a sudden, you know, and then you got Miamor in the middle. All of a sudden, Mecca comes out of nowhere and shoots Miamor, kills her right there. So now both Murder and Carter screams and then start shooting Mecca up. They lay mad bullets into him. So now Mecca is shot the hell up. So then Carter rushes to Miamor's side like, oh, baby, I love you. I'm sorry, this, and the third. Murder drops his gun. He can't believe he's distraught too. So both men is just like going through it, right? So I'm like, damn. Not only is Miamor dead now, Mecca's dead. And I'm like, damn, Carter really shot his brother? Like, Carter did the same exact thing that Mecca did to Monroe. And I'm like, damn. Hold that thought. Where we at? All right. So now both men on the floor crying. All of a sudden, the freaking book decides that it says that Miamor wakes up from her dream. I'm like, what? So everything that I just told you guys, Miamor had a fucking dream. She was dreaming the whole time. None of it was true. Breezy's not dead. Mecca's not dead. Robin's not dead. Zaire's not in Detroit. Breezy's not back in the U.S. She's none of that. I'm just like, what the hell? So it was all a dream. Mattie's not dead. Nobody's fucking dead. It was all a dream. You know, and I'm just like, what? Let me see what happened after that, because I don't remember. I don't want to mix it up. All right. So, I'm like, what the hell? So, in the midst of this, so you guys could get an understanding of what happened. Remember I told you Miamor was in the basement getting beat by Fabian. So, during that time, Miamor passed out. When she passed out, you know, she was knocked out, whatever. She had this whole, we're just going to call it, instead of a dream, we're going to call it a premonition. So, she wakes up in the basement. She's still getting beat by Fabian. Fabian hasn't let her go. She hasn't escaped, none of that. But she decides that, like, yo, none of this happened. I just passed out. And that's how the book ends. That Miamor had a dream. So, long story short, book 2 was a fucking dream. None of it happened. But it was a good dream. You know what I'm saying? The storyline was good. I was hurt. You know, the only thing that was real was Miamor's story. Miamor's story, Anisa's story. That really happened to her. She really went to juvie. Murder really went to jail because of Anisa. So that part is true. Everything else that followed is not true. So there's that, guys. So the next video is gonna be book 3. Book 3 is the last Cartel series book that I read. I haven't read books 4 to 9 yet. What I am gonna do is that after book 3, I'm gonna do the other book reviews. I'm not gonna finish the Cartel series yet because it's not fair. I want to get other book reviews in that people requested, and then I'll come back to the Cartel series. So stay tuned for book 3 because it's on and popping, my guys.